You got a drink?
No, I don't.
Better go get one.
Shit.
I'll just entertain
No.
while you're getting that drink.
Yet.
It's dark out, late at night. Oh boy, I had a fright. Saw a ghost and a scary man. You're walking around with a...
Watering can.
Okay, that's better than what I was going to say, so...
What's up, fathers, daughters, sisters, brothers, coworkers, and friends?
I got to...
It's time for another episode of the Chatmens.
That's good. Good rhymes. Let me just get...
Except for the fact that friend does not rhyme with men.
We're going to set this bad boy. Going to start this timer so it's official. And guess what? It's official.
Here we go.
We're on the clock.
We're all right.
Time's a ticking.
We're getting paid.
Hey guys, well, we're not, but it's me, Truman.
Oh, who is this? Who's this mystery man right here? No one. We have no guest man.
No.
It's just me. It's just Phil and Truman.
Yeah, we're the Chatmen, guys. We're back. We don't have stories.
We don't have a review. We don't have a friend.
We do have a kind of review.
No, that'll just be a story.
No, I have a review.
We don't have a story.
I have a review.
What? Alright. We'll just... Do you want me to just talk about what we were doing?
No, I have a review.
Of what?
Right now. See, Phil, in this last week, I watched 3 brand new shows on Netflix.
Oh, never mind.
And I'm going to tell you about them real quick.
Alright, let's hear it.
First one is a classic that I've never gotten around to watch. And I finally was like, hey, I'm running out of things to watch on Netflix. Let me just start up good old Frasier, starring Kelsey Grammer. It's from the early 90s, I think.
Isn't that about surgery or something?
They are not psychologists, psychiatrists.
Those are psychologists as well. So.
Yeah, well, I'm being the most accurate.
Specific.
And it's about
equally
kind of snobby guys, and then their dad is really sick, so he moves in with the older son, and they have to adjust to life.
Oh.
And
that sounds like something you would watch. Not really, actually. I'm kind of surprised.
Well, it was always like a show on TV, like when I was young. It would come on every so often.
And of course, if it's not colorful and filled with funny cartoons, Truman wasn't going to watch it.
Well, it was just like I was too young to understand the humor, the meaning to the characters.
Was it humor?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Oh, okay, I don't even...
It's not a standard comedy. It's I don't know. There's a laugh track, but it's unfitting, really. But it doesn't... I don't know. It doesn't deter. It's not a big bang laugh track. I don't know. But... it's pretty good.
It's a small smack laugh track.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like a couple of guys being like, that was pretty good. Good joke. Yeah, that's about it. It's really good. I'm actually enjoying it a lot.
What about the other two?
The other one was a Netflix original series. Came out this week. Let me paint you a picture.
Was it Pink is the New Red?
No.
Was it White is the New 7?
Why are you guessing only colors? Guess some animals.
That was actually a number.
Guess some animals.
Lions.
Nope.
Bears.
Nope.
Wolverines.
Nope.
Pandas.
Nope.
Praying mantis.
Nope. It's about a horse.
I wouldn't have guessed horse.
Not a normal horse.
I keep forgetting those
It's a horse man. A bipedal man with a horse head.
Really?
It's called BoJack Horseman.
It's awesome.
You think, oh, that sounds pretty awesome. It's got an all-star cast. It's got like Patton Oswalt and Will Arnett, which kind of makes me realize how not good it is. Because here's the thing, it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. It was just vanilla. I knew there were supposed to be jokes happening. Like, I could tell this is a joke and then this is a joke. None of them hit.
None of them were funny.
None of them.
Okay, well.
But I didn't...
Moving on.
But, so, I suggest don't watch BoJack Horseman. It's not good.
Okay.
Third one they added Cosmos to Netflix, starring Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I saw 3 episodes.
I was watching it while I was getting ready for school this morning, and it is really good.
I love Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It's very intriguing.
I just don't like Seth MacFarlane's mini animations because I can tell that he did them and he's
what animations?
Not animations, they're like storyboards or something maybe. Like
there are like Flash animated stuff.
Yeah,
and I like them a lot.
Okay, whatever.
It's like they have more body and depth than like Adult Swim stuff.
I don't know. I hear his voice sometimes and I'm like,
I've only watched like an episode and a half.
Okay, yeah, I saw some random like 3 episodes or something.
I try to push the idea that Seth MacFarlane is very a part of it.
Yeah,
I try to push that out of my mind
because he's just so not Neil deGrasse Tyson. So I just he's like the very opposite of Neil deGrasse Tyson. So anyway,
it's very intriguing, and I mean I didn't really watch the original series, but I think Neil deGrasse Tyson is a very good Carl Sagan replacement.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah. Go watch Cosmos.
They're both very very gentle souls, as Dustin would put it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so here's the thing. If you are like, man, I want something interesting, go watch Cosmos on Netflix. If you're like, I just need some background noise, watch some Frasier. And if you're just like, I'm going to zombify myself and I don't want to laugh, I don't want to cry, I want no emotions at all, I want to be a brick, I guess watch BoJack Horseman. It's not that good.
Well, okay, that being said, here's a kind of review, kind of story, but neither of the two, that happened to me, Dustin, and Truman's roommate Jeremy the other day. And Truman and Kaimi, my roommate and Truman here.
Good job.
I room with Dustin and Kaimi. Truman has a roommate, Jeremy. We were just being all roommates, hanging out in one room, even though Truman and Jeremy don't live with us. But anyway, Truman and Kaimi were on this shorter couch that you guys can't see.
Our couches are in a 90 degree angle.
Me, Jeremy, and Dustin were all facing the TV.
Me and Kaimi were not facing the TV.
Yeah, they didn't win.
Very not.
Yeah, they did not.
Spoiler alert, scary games aren't for me. I don't like scary things.
I love scary things because I like being startled and scared.
Why?
Because they make me feel alive, and when I'm not scared, then I feel happier. Like the negative emotions bounce back, and I feel extraordinarily happy and joyous.
So why don't you get a hammer and bust your fingernails?
Because
when the pain goes away, you'll feel good about your life.
Pain is not a joy opposite. You don't.
You'll feel really good as opposed to really horrible and bloody knuckles.
The transition would be too slow. This isn't losing a loved one. This is getting a quick, not real scare and knowing that it's not real a second later and realizing how fucking stupid you are for laughing. I'm sorry for cussing. I'm sorry. Anyway. So we were playing this game. It's Silent Hill PT.
Yeah, it's just called PT. That's all it's on the market.
Playable trailer, right? Yeah.
I think
it's a demo for a kind of an explanation of what they are now able to achieve with not modern day technology.
Yeah. I'll say this, even though I didn't play it, the first room, things look really good.
Yeah,
graphics,
it looks very real.
I'm like, why is this trailer starting with an FMV? But nope.
This is real.
You're actually playing the game.
It's real. Yep.
Now if they could only make a happy tree in a field with the bright shiny sun, feel the warmth rather than the spooky, scary.
Yep. And so I started this game. I just went right into it, and me and Dustin swapped controllers every now and then. Because if we didn't, then neither of us would have had brief time. You're going down this hallway, and the hallway kind of repeats. It's kind of like you go around a corner after some bit, and then it kind of starts you over from the door that you entered from. So you're kind of in an infinite loop, in a way, that every time you turn 2 or 3 corners or something.
It's really just one corner. I mean, there is
You're right.
an actual room,
You're right.
but it's just like a straight hallway, then 90 degrees to the right, and another hallway with a door at the end.
Right.
And that door at the end, when you go through it, it brings you back to the first door.
Yeah.
The first hallway.
And sometimes, occasionally, something will happen where you will enter a room before, between these two.
You guys got your maps out, so you're going forward. And there's a little table to your left, right at the bend. You turn right, and then on the right wall, there's a door
to a bathroom.
Then you go forward, and there's a little atrium, a foyer.
Yeah, with a front door. Balcony over you.
Balcony over you. Can't go out the front door. And then you keep going down that hallway, and there's another door. You got
downstairs. Yeah, downstairs.
Got your maps?
Now
Did
fold
you draw
those maps
maps
away, put them in your front pocket.
Yeah, remember them.
You're not going to need them after you remember them. So, anyway, that being said, you're going through this hallway infinite amount of times, pretty much, but each time you go through it, a little something's different.
Yeah, it's kind of based randomly.
Yeah.
There's a set things that will happen, but in what order and on what loop, like it's all random.
So a ghost starts showing up. A creepy looking lady. Like there's a part where the bathroom door creaks open a little bit.
Yeah.
And you have to peek around it, and you'll see the inside of the bathroom. You know, no big deal, but you really have to get close.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to get close and just look into that crack. And what you see is a little bit of a face, and it's not a pleasant looking face, and it only flashes for an instant, but just enough for you to realize, that is not a person who should be alive.
Yeah.
That is not a person who should exist in the first place. That is not a corpse.
That is the one scare that I actually participated in.
Like he saw that.
And
she's kind of smiling, but not really. She's exposing her teeth. She definitely looks like she's smiling, but her eyes aren't really saying that it's a genuine.
Let me paint you a picture. So we're watching, and we gotta go in that little crack.
Yeah,
we're all being
look.
Timid. And then you lean in, and bah! She jumps.
She slams the door.
Slides out and looks at you as she slams the door, and I felt all my abdominal muscles just knot immediately.
Yeah.
Hit my spine.
Now, when I saw that, I was like, oh, hello, and she shut the door, and I was like, well, that was pretty startling.
That was it.
But I mean, that was no big deal for me. Like I've played games like Slender, which is not as bad as Amnesia, which I've also played. The Dark Descent, Machine for Pigs is not that great, but anyway, which is not as scary as Outlast, which I've played, which is not as scary as how PT ended up being near the end.
Scariest game I probably played. Serious Sam.
Okay.
That's it.
Good.
That's my level.
I remember a time when Clanker's Cavern in Banjo-Kazooie was the
pretty
scariest
freaky.
I've ever. But that was only the part where you swim down.
I'll tell you the scary
garbage
moment.
disposal shark.
Serious Sam. They're like, oh, something's underwater. Go in this murky water. And uninstalled it.
No murky water.
I went in once, took just a little bit of damage, got out of there, exit, went to the desktop.
Did you see anything?
No.
Oh.
But it was just like you couldn't see the bottom. There was like pillars that are like go all the way down, and you just see them disappear to the bottom.
Right.
And then I uninstalled it, and moved out of state.
Yep, and now we are in Quebec.
Yeah.
So that's the story of that.
This episode of the Chatmen is sponsored by the Quebec City of Commerce, Country of Commerce, County of Commerce,
with the Library of Congress.
Yep, all of those things, all of them, sponsored.
That's it. Advertise. So there's a part you go through the hallway again. We're gonna jump right back into PT here, because that's what we're talking about. You walk into the bathroom because it's open. You are actually able to walk into it this time, and there is some strange looking thing in the sink, and it's supposed to be a baby. It's supposed to be an aborted fetus, or something like that.
Yeah.
Or not really an abortion, just a fetus in general.
Yeah.
And it has a little bit of a beak, weirdly shaped jelly bean head.
I feel like if you took it out of context, it'd probably be really funny looking, right?
Yeah, except for the fact that it's covered in blood and fluids.
It could be ketchup in this other context.
Yeah, and brown mustard.
Spicy.
A little bit. Now I want to eat.
Hot
now I want
dogs.
to eat it. It does look like a hot dog.
It's like
I'm
hot
not gonna
dog
lie.
bread, isn't it?
It is. It. Do you know, Truman? I think we uncovered the plot.
Hot dog.
It's just a hot dog, baby. That's still
hot dog, comma, baby. It's a hot dog, baby.
All right. Well,
I'm making that T-shirt.
This episode is sponsored by hot dogs with beaks. Get you some.
Well, if they're made with chicken, I probably do.
Yeah. So it's crying. What else is new in horror games? Baby crying. I hear them all the time.
Yeah.
I live in a horror game. What I hear in my apartment, I hear babies crying.
It's not really horror. It's more just like tedium and annoyance.
And
babies are annoying.
Uneasy if you don't know where the baby's crying is coming from. Listen. You get to a point where you're like repeating through it so many times, and then you're like, baby boy's not in the sink. What's going on? But you go into that atrium area, foyer area, and a little bit of a refrigerator tied up to the roof.
Oh yeah.
And blood's coming out of that fridge. And that fridge is doing 360s and knocking around and stuff, and you swear you hear that same baby's crying coming from the inside of that fridge.
Mm-hmm.
And you're thinking to yourself, what kind of a baby, first of all, can knock around in a fridge, a refrigerator. Refrigerators are quite heavy. And it just have it...
refrigerator.
Huh?
Not a refrigerator.
Oh, sorry. a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And cause it to move that much, I'm not sure, but that Kung Pao chicken's kung fu strong, let me tell you. Because he was knocking around in there like nobody's business. And bleeding all over the place because there was a lot of blood coming out of that fridge. And, I forgot to mention, in Silent Hill games... Which this one is not technically a Silent Hill game, but it's kind of an ad for other Silent Hill games.
It doesn't say Silent Hill anywhere on it, but everybody's like, Kojima made it.
Yeah.
It's Silent Hill.
And it was kind of an ad for what Silent Hill next game is going to be. So, in Silent Hill games, you're typically a criminal, and the scary things that you're saying or seeing are things that have to do with your past.
Yeah.
And you're trying to figure out, you're not trying to figure out, that's not the point of the game, but you can figure out pretty much what you did by the end of the game. What thing you did that was so horrible that it's like tormenting you with all these Right. All
stuff.
The guilt that you have is haunting you with these.
Sounds like a great, just guilt and fear.
Yeah. You're not actually guilty. It's just your character that is guilty.
Yeah, I think you should come with handcuffs. Just cuff yourself, turn yourself in.
Yep, that's pretty much how the game goes by the end of the game, except that you're dead.
Yeah.
But so you hear on the radio and stuff, bits and snippets of some guy who killed his wife because his wife cheated on him, and sound bites of his wife cheating on him, and stuff like that, and the baby that she had in her womb and stuff. You thought that it wasn't his, and that's why it looks so ugly and alien-esque, because that's kind of how he sees the disgusting baby that was not his creation. So that's the whole story behind that. Anyway, his dead wife was the happy ghost that was following us around, scaring the shit out of us.
Yeah.
She peeked down from the balcony. Apparently, I didn't look up. So
I saw a frame of that on Reddit.
Yeah.
But you didn't see it playing.
I didn't see it playing the game, but I saw the.
It's probably for the better because it's a pretty freaky image. She's just barely noticeable up there.
Yeah, and then she steps back immediately. But so I played through this, several times, and you get to the end, and the clock that had been saying. My eyes are watering right now. I know you guys can't tell.
You having some PTSD over here?
I'm not scared. It's just every time I talk about ghosts, this happens.
You're all twitchy. Got the knee bounce.
Oh no, that's always a thing. But it's 23:59 at night. That's 11:59 for those who are military time incapacitated.
Illiterate.
Who knows? And for the first time in the whole game, strikes 000, which means midnight, and you're like, wow, wonder what's going to happen this time. You take a few steps, stop, hear a baby crying. Wonder what that's all about.
I don't know.
Check the phone off the hook. You know, it's making there are some noises from your wife and her husband, or her not husband, her other dude she was with. You just hear some sound effects from there. Go over the radio. He's talking about, you know, dead wife, guy killed her, all that stuff, all that good stuff. You know, you just kind of walk around exploring a bit, not really knowing what to do. Apparently, if you communicate with the ghost at some point, you can get the phone to ring.
Yeah.
That's off the hook, and then you can pick it up, and that's how you
Yeah, there's like an actual ending.
Yeah, that's how you supposedly beat the game, quote unquote. But, you know, we didn't get that far, because what happened was, I walk around the corner, you know, after exploring the area a bit, and I see, oh, well, there's my wife. There's my wife. She's slumped over to one side. She's completely covered in maybe blood. I'm not even sure what I saw at this point.
Ketchup.
We'll just say it's ketchup.
Ketchup.
We'll just say, yeah.
She was at a hot dog eating contest.
She had quite the expression on her face, like she
ate too many hot dogs.
Ate too many hot dogs. Just about had it. Just about had it with the existence of hot dogs and me and.
She was so through with them. What'd she do?
Oh well, she let's just say, think of, you know, like just 7 frames. I don't know.
Really fast.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say picture in your head, guys.
Just go like bam 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 at the speed that you want.
And then that's it.
That's it?
Okay. Now each of those frames, she is like 1 yard closer to you.
It's a really long hallway.
Okay, she's 1 foot closer to you.
Okay, I can believe that one.
But then that would mean that she was like 5 feet away.
If you went ticka 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 ticka, that's a lot of feet.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You went ticka 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 ticka.
Okay.
We're not gonna count those.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, but I swear, each time she was like a lot closer than a foot to me. But
okay. Yeah.
It was so fast. Like, you see her for a second, just in time for you to register, oh shit, here's the ghost I'm supposed to communicate with. And then it hits you, wait, how am I supposed to do that? And then she's like in your face, like past your face, like she just sprints at you, but like every single movement that she makes is so disjointed from the previous frame that it's like, it's unnatural. And the first thing that you think in your head is, I gotta get out of here. And you're not thinking it in a games term. You're thinking it in a real life, in a real life situation. So as Truman said, that he looked up, and what did you see?
I watched all 3 of them on the couch just crumple into the back, like knees went to chest,
into the back of the couch.
Into the back of the couch. Yeah, they went from like on the edge of their seat, literally, to like leaning forward, to like fetal position, as far wedged into the back of the couch as
and then I just let out a scream.
It was really loud.
Like it was 9:30 at night, and you know, it wasn't so late. It was 10 or something.
Yeah, it was late enough that we probably should have been a little quieter, but
it wasn't so late that we weren't
being real jerks.
Yeah. So you know, I let out a yell, and I have never. I told you the games that I've played in the past. Those aren't shit in comparison to what I saw at this very moment in time. I don't know if it was just the situation of me, like, being at ease because I was with a bunch of friends or what.
Yeah.
But when that happened, I screamed, and I would not stop yelling. Like, how long was I yelling? Like 2 seconds? I don't know.
It was longer for you. It wasn't that long, but you probably perceived it as a really long time.
I perceived it as eons. I perceived it as me going into a separate reality in which she was real and she was actually coming at me. And Dustin, after saying, Phil, like 3 or 4 times, broke my wall of, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And then finally calmed me the fuck down. And I was like, Jesus. And he said, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
That's enough. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
So there was a humorous aftermath of this, but I think we'll save
Truman
that.
thinks it's humorous. Yeah, okay.
We'll save that for the second half of this episode.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut this episode here. Guys, if you wanna, it's really funny. I think it's funny what happened. Phil does not.
I thought it was funny afterwards, but now I think it's just a dick.
And you'll find out what that thing is
Tomorrow.
the part 2.
Tomorrow. Bye!